ज्ञानतिमिरन्दस्य ज्ञानञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा विदामयं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरुवैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणा रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनासहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादां सहगणा ललिता श्रीशान्वितंश्च। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्त राधाकान्त नमोऽस्तुते। तप्त काञ्चन गौराङ्गे राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। मञ्चकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानन्द श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौरभक्तवृन्द। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। मुखं करोति वाचनं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपतमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दीनतारिणम्। So we'll continue our series on the Sri Shikshastakam, the 8 verses spoken by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Practically the only verses we have from him, which have the very essence of his teachings. Prabhupada very beautifully writes in the introduction of Srimad Bhagavatam that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, whose appearance is coming up quite soon, we're kind of in the Mahaprabhu season of the year, that's why we chose the topic. His appearance day will celebrate very soon, 2 Sundays from now. Right here at the Bhakti Center on Sunday actually, is Gaur Purnima. It's his holy appearance day. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, as Prabhupada writes, he is both Bhakta and Bhagavan. The Srimad Bhagavatam is the beautiful story of Bhakta and Bhagavan, of Bhagavan and the Bhagavatas, those who are related, the devotees of Bhagavan. So he's the topmost Bhagavan, being an incarnation of Krishna himself, the complete form of Godhead. And he's the topmost Bhagavata, because he's taken the mood, the bhava and the duty, the beautiful golden complexion of Sri Radha. So he's the topmost Bhagavan, topmost Bhagavata. So he's the very personification of the Bhagavatam. And as such, we can only imagine, he could have written volumes of books. He left that to his devotees to do. Even not us humble servants of the servants of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, we still have work to do in translating and writing and commenting. But he only gave us 8 verses. How packed are these verses? How essential are these verses? How pristine is this knowledge we'll find in here? Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared in this world with the holy name. It was on a lunar eclipse when in India, everybody goes into the holy rivers and they chant the names of Krishna to ward off all the inauspiciousness comes from the lunar eclipse. It's considered not so auspicious, that energy. So everybody's chanting, Hare, Hare, Govinda, Govinda, and in the midst of that resounding holy names, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared, along with the holy names. So this Shikshastakam, it's all about chanting the holy names. How we can chant the holy names, with what mood we chant the holy names, so that we can attain the goal of chanting. What's the goal of chanting?
To chant.
Yes, very good. You're so spot on. The Prabhupada said, they asked Prabhupada, what's the goal of this chanting? He said, chanting. But not just chanting, we want to chant in pure love, Krishna Prema. So it said that Lord Chaitanya, he took a thread and he took flowers. And he made a garland of the holy names and Krishna Prema. And he wove them together in a beautiful garland, and he garlanded the whole world, all of us. We received the garland of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in the form of the holy name of Krishna, invested with his grace, with his mercy, so that that holy name can bestow upon us the most ecstatic, pure love for Krishna. We find in the hearts of the residents of Sri Vrindavan Dham. He gave that to us. So with that understanding of this gift of Mahaprabhu, we will look at the Shikshastakam, where he describes the process of chanting the holy names and that development of Krishna Prema. And especially in the later verses, you'll see how the beautiful description of pure love for Krishna. But we're just at the beginning. I will recite, or maybe someone can, we have an extra mic?
Yes.
Would you be able to read Champaglata? This is the translation of the first verse.
Let there be all victory for the chanting of the holy name of Lord Krishna, which can cleanse the mirror of the heart and stop the miseries of the blazing fire of material existence. That chanting is the waxing moon that spreads the white lotus of good fortune for all living entities. It is the life and soul of all education. The chanting of the holy name of Krishna expands the blissful ocean of transcendental life. It gives a cooling effect to everyone and enables one to taste full nectar at every step.
So we've spoken in detail the last two classes on this verse. It describes the chanting, Sri Krishna Sankirtanam, that's the subject of this verse, which is of the quality of Param. It's a transcendental quality. It's done in pure devotion, received from great self-realized souls. This process of chanting with the proper understanding of Krishna, who is Krishna, who we are, what his energies are, and so forth. And by that chanting, by this Param Sri Krishna Sankirtanam, there's Vijayate, there's victory, there is the ability of the eternally conditioned soul to conquer over Maya, the illusion, the bondage of material existence, not on our own strength, but by the grace of that holy name of Krishna. And then all these effects, that conquest is described in all these effects. From the purification of the heart, Chaito Darpana Marjan, all the way to the full cleansing of the self, in which it just experiences the most ecstatic ocean of bliss, of Krishna Prema. So we spoke in detail about it. Now, we may all wonder, well, I like chanting, sometimes, but I don't, and sometimes it's quite blissful, but it's not necessarily that I experience like an expanding ocean of transcendental bliss while I'm chanting. So, and Lord Chaitanya, he understands this, so he spoke the next verse. before he does so, there's a verse in the Chaitanya Charitamrita which kind of describes his mood as he goes into the next verse. Uttila Vishadadanya Pare Apan Shlok Yahara Artha Shuni Shabajaya Dhuka Shok. Lamentation and humility awoke within Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and he began reciting another of his own verses. By hearing the meaning of that verse, one can forget all unhappiness and lamentation. Who of you would like to forget all unhappiness and lamentation? Okay, stay tuned. So humility and lamentation awoke. Why? This chanting is so great, but I'm not receiving the full benefit of it. And of course, within this shloka itself, we'll find some keys to receive that full benefit. Therefore, when we properly hear and study this verse, then we can have the result of that all unhappiness and lamentation will go away as a result of not being able to properly take the medicine of the Harinam, the chanting of the holy names. So recite this. Anyone who knows the verse can recite with me. Okay. We'll start here. Just get tight to get the melody. Nam Nam Akari Bahudanija Sarva Shaktis Tratra Pitani Amitas Ananena Kala Etadrishi Travipa Param Namavi Durdaiva Midrishanya Jinanara. Let's do it one more time. Nam Nam Akari Bahudanija Sarva Shaktis Tatra Pitani Amitas Ananena Kala Etadrishi Travipa Param Namavi Durdaiva Midrishanya Jinanara. Can I have one volunteer to read the translation?
My Lord, O Supreme Personality of Godhead, in your holy name there is all good fortune for the living entity, and therefore you have many names such as Krishna and Govinda, by which you expand yourself. You have invested all your potencies in those names, and there are no hard and fast rules for remembering them. My dear Lord, although you bestow such mercy upon the fallen conditioned souls by liberally teaching your holy names, I am so unfortunate that I commit offenses while chanting the holy name, and therefore I do not achieve attachment for chanting.
Thank you. So we'll go over every part of this shloka in quite some detail, based on the commentary of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. It's called the Samodana Bhashya, the commentary which produces complete happiness. So he says, Nam Nam Akari Bahuda. Akari here means manifest. Bahuda means variety, a manifold variety. Nam Nam of names. Who is he speaking to? Where is it in the shloka? Yes, Bhagavan, oh Sri Krishna, Supreme Personality of Godhead. Nija Sarva Shakti Tatra Arpita. There, Tatra, first word of the second line. There, in that holy name, Arpita, you have invested Nija Sarva Shakti, your own complete Shakti, your own complete potency. Smarane, Niyamita Smarane Nakala. There's no the kala, literally the kala, the time, smarane, in remembering the holy name, by extension, by chanting it itself, what to speak of remembering or chanting it verbally. Niyamita, it's not regulated, it's not restricted. There's no restriction in chanting the holy names. In other words, there's no kala, there's no place, there's no circumstance in which you cannot chant the holy names. Other rituals, they have some sense of kala and some kind of regulation. There's some niyama why to do it. For example, some of us have Gayatri mantras. Do we ever walk? Well, no, right? It's because there's a niyama. You have to sit in one place. Chanting, no. There's some recommendations how to chant, but there's no rule. You can chant it anywhere and everywhere, and you'll be fine. So, etadrishitava kripa. Such is your mercy, Krishna, that you've given us. You appear before us in your holy names anywhere and everywhere. You have given no restriction. Mama api, still, durdevam idrisham. My mama, my durdaiva, my misfortune, idrisham is such that iha, here in this holy name of yours, this brilliant, pristine holy name, na anuraga ajani, and means continuous attachment, strong, deep attachment is not born, is not manifested in my heart for these holy names. So, Krishna has many, many names. We'll just go over the main comments. I will release you now from the screen. So Krishna has many names. Bahuda, Krishna, Govinda, Allah, Jehovah, Paramatma, Shrishtikarta means creator. So many different names we find. Some of these names are called Mukhya names, some of these are called Gauna names. Mukhya means direct names, and then Gauna names are like indirect names. The difference is that direct names are directly Krishna's names related to his Bhagavan feature. His feature as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, as he exists in the spiritual world in his different forms, and where he engages in his eternal pastimes with his different devotees. For example, Krishna is such a direct name. Govinda, he's giving pleasure to the cows, his pastime. Yashoda Nandana, he's the son of Yashoda. These are his direct names. And other names, Janaki Vallabha of Sri Rama. Sri Rama is one of such names too. Janaki Vallabha is the lover of Janaki, the husband of Janaki, of Sita. Narayana, Shrisha, the Lord of Shri, of Lakshmi, like that. Different forms, different names, according to who they are and how they engage with all their different associates. So these are his Mukhya names. Then Gauna names are more like related to his Paramatma and Brahman features. So Om is a name of Bhagavan too. Actually Om is the main name in the Vedas. That's why Lord Chaitanya says Om is the Mahavakya, it's the most important statement of all the Vedas. Because why? It's a name, Om iti nirdeshta Brahman. It's a designation, it's a name of Brahman, of the Supreme Being, Paramatma, and so forth, Ishvara. So these are all indirect names, not like personal names, more like addressing him in a certain position, as the creator, as the controller, as the greatest of all, and so forth. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur says that his Nija Sarva Shakti, his own energy specifically invested tatra, where in those mukhya names, in those primary names, Krishna, Govinda, and so forth. That's where because these are names of Bhagavan, and we know Bhagavan is the complete manifestation of the Absolute. So his names also therefore carry the greatest potency. And so there's many kinds of kirtana. There's lila kirtana, there's chanting about Krishna's pastimes. There's guna kirtana, there's chanting about Krishna's qualities. There's rupa kirtana, chanting glorifies Krishna's form. But of all of them, the emperor of Sankirtana is the Nama Sankirtana. Because Nama, in the name, we say this also, it's all in the name. Everything is in the name. So from the name, it's the seed. By chanting the names, we can fully realize the form of Krishna, the pastimes of Krishna, the qualities of Krishna. So it's all, the name is the seed for the realization of everything else. So that's why the holy name stands out among all forms of kirtan. Now it says that his entire potency is invested in these names. What do you think that means? Nija Sarva Shakti. Yes, Jani Thakur.
They're non-different from him, just as powerful as he is.
Yes, yes. And how does that relate to the Nija Sarva Shakti?
I think the highest part which is there is giving the love, the Lord's love itself. That is the highest part which is invested in the holy name.
Mm-hmm.
And then with that, all other parts follow. So if the holy name is taken sincerely, almost all of the Ashtasiddhis also manifest because it is that powerful, automatic.
Yes.
That's why I invested with all of it.
There's more to it, but yes, it's going in the good direction. Sundari, you.
I was just gonna say that, I guess that means that it's like he's fully present each time we say Krishna's name.
Yes, yeah, both you and Janita, it's non-different. Like, as Krishna would be personally present, all his Shaktis would be there as well. His entire potency would be there as well. So similarly, the holy name is present, his entire potency is there. Bhaktivinoda Thakur specifically says his Swarupa Shakti, his own internal energy is fully invested. What is the internal Swarup Shakti? That's not different from Krishna. Krishna's Swarup Shakti is the same. So the Swarup Shakti's internal energy manifests his form, manifests his quality, manifests his pastimes, manifests his associates, manifests the whole spiritual world. So that Swarup Shakti is entirely there in the holy name. So that means everything. Everything is there. It's not just some part of Krishna is there. The entirety of Krishna is there, including his associates, including his abode, including his form, including his pastimes. Everything is manifest there. And there's a beautiful shloka. Of course, whenever we speak such things, then we wonder, oh, where is that stated? Okay, Lord Chaitanya is saying that, but Lord Chaitanya also speaks on the basis of Shastra. So what is the pramana here? Any thoughts?
Namachintamani Krishna.
Yes. Would you like to?
Namachintamani Krishna's Chaitanya Rasa Vigraha. Purna Shuddho Nityamukta Vinata Namanam.
Would you be able to enlighten us with the translation? Can someone give the mic?
So, the holy name is the holy name is completely spiritual. Nama Chintamani Krishna. It's completely Krishna himself. It's completely holy spiritual Chintamani. Rasa Vigraha is the form of all spiritual taste, spiritual relationship and sweetness. Purna Shuddho, completely pure, completely full in all purity. Purna Shuddho Nityamukta, completely liberated at all times. Purna Shuddho Nityamukta Vinatam Namanamino. It's non-different from Krishna. The name is not different from Krishna. There's no difference between the name and Krishna.
I'm so ecstatic. I want to hear this from you now. With so much
It's
realization.
from the Padma Purana, yeah?
Yes. Yeah, Nama, Krishna. The name is Krishna. And it's Chintamani. It's like a wish-fulfilling stone. Anything you want, you can get from the holy names. Any desire can be fulfilled. Chaitanya Rasa Vigraha. It's the form of all spiritual mellows. Like Krishna is called Akila Rasa Mrita Murti, the very form of all spiritual relationships. So the most complete form of Godhead, in which all different rasas, all different kinds of relationships are possible. Friends, lovers, parent, servant. He's the full manifestation of rasa. And so the holy name is like that. And therefore, because it's Krishna, therefore it's Shuddha, it's completely pure, there's nothing material in it, not a tinge of the modes of material nature. Purna, it's complete. Nitya, it's eternal. Nitya Mukta, it's eternally liberated. Why? Vinatva Nama Namino. There's absolutely no difference between the Nama, the name, and the Nami, the one who is named. It's the same. So that's why the holy name is so potent, because it is Krishna, the all-powerful, almighty, and the all-sweet personality of God. So it's fully there in the holy names. So that's why he says, the way Lord Chaitanya expressed that all his potencies are invested in the holy name. And like we said, there's no rule for chanting the names. And such is the mercy. It's a very nice verse of Bhaktivinoda Thakur. He speaks many nice verses about the holy names. Like Bhaktivinoda Thakur really is a relisher of the holy names. You can find it throughout his books and his songs. The beautiful song, Jivera Kalyana Sadhana Kam Jagate Ase Madhuryanam Avejati Miratapana Rupe Hridgagane Viraje. So he describes that Jivera Kalyana Sadhana Kam, desiring the auspiciousness for all living entities, desiring the welfare for each living being. This very sweet name, he said, E Madhuryanam, has Jagate Asi, has come to this world, has descended to this world. Avijati Miratapana Rupe. And it dispels, it rises, it goes in your ear and it goes into your heart, and there it rises like the sun. And it dispels, in the sky of the heart, it dispels all the darkness of avidya, of ignorance, and shines there, transforms the jiva. Therefore, Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, Krishna Nam Shuddha Koryapan Jurao Bhakti Vinoda Pran Nama Vina Kichu Nahi Kawa Chauda Bhuvana Mahaje. He says that Krishna Nam Shuddha, this nectar of Krishna names, I'm drinking it. Jurao Bhakti Vinoda Pran. It's completely satisfied the life airs of Srila Bhakti Vinod. Hari Nam Kichu Nahikoar Chauda Bhu. In all the 14 worlds, there's nothing but the holy name for Bhakti Vinod Thakur. So he's relishing this mercy of Bhagavan descending like that. Lord Chaitanya taking our position. We are often not so aware of this. We're chanting not with the greatest relish and the greatest attention and appreciation of Krishna being there before us, appearing before us in the form of his holy name. Therefore he says, Durdevam, my misfortune is such that attachment, deep attachment and appreciation is not awakened. So Lord Chaitanya, of course, he is very blissful in chanting the holy names, but for our sake he's taking this role. Because that's our problem. This Krishna's come to deliver us from this name, but we're not so receptive. So that's our misfortune. So this misfortune, Bhaktivinoda Thakur in the commentary says, what is that misfortune? Prabhupada actually translates it in the verse. Anyone remembers?
Due to my offenses.
Yeah, there's offenses. There's aparada. So aparada means against worship. Apa means away from worship. Worship, a Sanskrit word for worship is called upasana. Upasana is also a word for meditation. So worship, meditation, when it comes to bhakti, it means upasana, sitting close by. One approaches the object of one's worship and meditation. One faces that in not just physically, but with one's heart. One comes close. One approaches. One doesn't move away. One approaches in a mood of worship, respect, and love. So, aparada goes away from that mood. Now, there's 10 offenses listed, and I wanted to kind of go briefly over them. Of course, to fully enter into every offense would take like a class in itself. So we'll just sketch a little bit and kind of hit at the main point here. So the first offense is called sadhu ninda, paramam aparadam. The greatest offense to the holy name is to criticize, to blaspheme the sadhus, the devotees. Because the sadhus, the devotees of Krishna, they are the carriers of the holy names. They are the recipients of the holy names, and they spread the holy names. Like Srila Prabhupada, he came here. He's carrying the holy name in his heart, and he sat down here in Tompkins Square Park, 26th Avenue, and he manifested the holy name of Krishna. And now, how will the holy name ever be pleased with us if we blaspheme that person who brought him, who's carrying him? There's no question. Now we can say, yeah, that is Prabhupada. But what about what about such and such, who always gets on my nerves? But that person also, that devotee also carries the holy names and spreads it around. So therefore the devotees are very dear to the holy names, to the holy name of Krishna, so we should not criticize them. Sridhar Swami, I heard this from Hari Parsha Prabhu. I'll be referring a lot to him. He has a wonderful series on the nectar of instruction, and he devotes a few classes, like a few hour classes to this topic. he quotes Sridhar Swami saying that criticizing devotees, criticizing means dosha kirtana, chanting the faults, like we do in kirtana. But you're glorifying the faults. And it's astonishing. Devotees are so special. They have such great qualities. And they're so dedicated to service. And still, there may be some fault in them. And then we just pick on that fault and then spread it everywhere. Take it and do the kirtan of that fault to whoever we meet. Yarade kitahaka dosha upadesh. So, how will the holy names be pleased with us? So it said that if we commit this offense, we should beg forgiveness of a Vaishnava we may have offended. But more than that, every offense has a positive to it. Since the devotees are so dear to the holy name, so deeply connected with him, we want to glorify the devotees, appreciate the devotees. And then the holy names will be pleased with us. Lord Chaitanya also said that if we criticize someone, the antidote for this criticism, what if you take poison? You have to, with that same mouth, you took the poison, now you drink nectar with that same mouth. Glorify the devotees, and that nectar will then purify that offense. And it says that the second offense is that to consider the names of demigods like Lord Shiva and Lord Brahma to be equal to or independent of the holy name of Lord Vishnu. Now we look at the Sanskrit, it's very interesting. It says Diya Binam, which you can read as Diya Binam or Diya Abhinam. So to look at, especially Lord Shiva is highlighted, by extension other demigods, especially Lord Shiva, to look at Lord Shiva as completely separate from Vishnu. Binam, like completely independent, completely separate category, or completely abhinam, completely non-different. Both is an offense. The Lord Shiva, he is one with Krishna, is also different with Krishna. He's Bhagavan Shiva. He is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who almost manifests all the qualities of Vishnu, but not fully. That's why it's said, the example is given as what? Yogurt and milk. Yesterday was Shivratri. Actually, Hari Bhakti Vilas says, I had just heard from Pradyumna Prabhu, that the Vaishnavas actually observe Shivratri. We probably did not give that instruction. We didn't give everything what is there in the Hari Bhakti Vilas. It's a manual for a lot of the things how to worship with him. But it's mentioned there. Why? Because Shiva is also a form of Krishna, just like there's yogurt and milk. Krishna is the milk, Lord Shiva is the yogurt. Now is yogurt is nothing but milk. But can you say the yogurt is the milk? No. It's a transformation of that milk. So it's a form of Krishna in relationship with the material world. Doesn't manifest his full potency. So it's different, but also non-different. And all the demigods, Shiva is not an ordinary living being. Other demigods like Lord Brahma, Indra, and so forth, they are ordinary beings. They are living beings, jivas, not ordinary beings. They're highly empowered jivas. And they're considered like limbs of Bhagavan. They do his work in this world. Like our limbs serve us. So like that, the demigods serve Krishna in this world. So they're also in some level non-different, but of course, they being jivas, they're also different. So we should not equate them, like it's often done by the Mayavadis especially. Say you can worship any form. That's an offense to the holy name, to say you can worship anyone. But they also say like they're completely separate or independent. That's also an offense. What is to be done is to respect Shiva and all the other gods in relationship with Krishna. That's why Lord Chaitanya, so many times, he will go to the Shiva temple and in great ecstasies offering obeisances to Lord Shiva. So the third offense is to disrespect the Guru. And the Guru has two features, the Vapu, his form. So we don't want to disrespect the Guru when he comes. That's why it's always an injunction to offer respects with your body, with your mind, with your words to the Guru. And also to his Vani, his instruction. I was just hearing my spiritual master, His Holiness Kadamba Swami, we read a little bit of his book yesterday, one of his books, and it said that the instruction of the spiritual master are like the Shiromani, the great jewel you keep on your head. So we always very much respect, keep it on our head, these instructions we receive from the spiritual master. Again, the spiritual master is intimately connected with the holy names. The spiritual master reveals the glories of the holy names. The spiritual master initiates us in the holy names. The spiritual master, in a sense, is also a manifestation of the holy names. Acharya Mam Navijanyan. And Krishna's representative is the Guru. And Krishna may not come here himself to teach us, but he sends his very dear devotee and empowers that devotee. Now if we become disrespectful, how pleasing is that to the holy names? So therefore the positive thing is to always very carefully respect and serve the Guru, both in his physical form and in his instruction when he's not physically present. Then to blaspheme the Vedic literatures. Actually, Vedic literatures speak about the glories of the holy names. The Vedic literature manifests from the holy names. It says all the Vedic literature are coming from the breathing of Krishna. And they're Shabda Brahma, they're also actually non-different from him. So the Vedic literatures require our respect and our, even many, like I was staying in a temple in Govardhan, and before they had Bhagavatam class, they would take the Bhagavatam and they would offer incense, flour, and a little like kind of plaque, and they would like offer chandan there. And they would clean it every time, and then they would offer the chandan to the Bhagavatam. It was so nice because it's like offering worship to the Shastras, a form of Krishna, a form of the holy names. Then the next is Arthavada. We find many kind of statements in the Vedas which glorify something. For example, you do Chaturmasya and you will get an imperishable result. It's often we find slight exaggerations to motivate people to do dharma, to engage in a religious way. Now, when it comes to statements of the holy names and the results you get from it, there's no arthavada. There's no exaggeration. Because the holy name is not different from Krishna and can give the highest possible benedictions. Sometimes material benedictions may be given, like, you become a great king, or you get like, whatever benediction you'll find. There's nothing compared to Krishna Prema. So whatever, any benediction you can think of, the holy name will actually exceed that. It's not possible actually to exaggerate that the mercy and the result we get from chanting the holy names. Then Nami Kalpanam, to give some interpretation on the holy names. To say like, give some fanciful interpretation. Like Krishna means this and Rama means that, and kind of concoct some meaning. Could also mean to concoct some process. I don't know if you ever came across it, someone who said like, if you don't chant all your rounds before 7 a.m., or if you don't sit straight during japa all the way through and you chant all your rounds in one go, you will never get the result. Or if you don't chant 64 rounds every day, you will never ever attain Krishna Prema. That is actually an offense to the holy name, such statements. Because they're not factual, they're not based on Shastra. These are actually imaginary instructions which are not real. And so actually you're committing an offense to the holy name by doing that. There's no hard and fast rules for chanting the holy names, but there's instructions and recommendations given by the acharyas, which we carefully follow. So that we follow, but nothing beyond that. And specifically our immediate acharya, our immediate spiritual master, because instructions are always according to time, place, and circumstances. Then the seventh offense, to commit sinful activities on the strength of the holy names. We can think that, oh, now this holy name can destroy all offenses, so I can do anything and everything. So that's a very sinful, very offensive mentality, because now you're starting to use the holy names. Then to consider the chanting of Hare Krishna as one of the auspicious ritualistic activities. Equate chanting with just some, material thing, some material ritual from which you get some material blessing. Ninth offense, to instruct a faithless person about the glories of the holy names. An actual offense is if somebody is ashraddha, doesn't have faith, the person doesn't have, is vimukhe, is averse, and doesn't want to hear really. You don't instruct or tell that person about the holy names. And the final offense is a very interesting one, is to not have complete faith in chanting the holy names and maintain material attachments even after understanding so many instructions on this matter. Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he says that we should really chant in a mood of surrender and not depend so much on our own strength in life, on our own ego, our own material identity, material acquisitions, but to really chant in the mood of reaching out to Krishna as his eternal servant, and not in some, step out of our materialistic identity. When it really comes down to all of this, when we really think about all these offenses and the essence of them all, it really comes down to becoming aware of Krishna being present before us personally when we chant his holy names, and by extension how he manifests in so many things, in the devotees, in the Guru, in the Shastra, in other demigods, to really have the comprehensive vision and to serve the holy name, not to use the holy name for some material benefit, to purify our sinful activities, to just be very appreciative of Krishna's mercy in the form of the holy name, to be very respectful to the holy name, and very attentive to the holy name. So that's the last offense. Sometimes it's included, sometimes it's separated from it. To be very attentive when we chant the holy names. To just be really aware that this is Krishna who descended in this world for my benefit, who is descended in my life to bless me with this, the greatest benediction of pure love, to completely enter my heart and purify it and make me come alive fully as an eternal soul, in love for Krishna. And of course, I just came from Sridham Mayapur, where Lord Chaitanya appeared. It says that Krishna takes offenses, but Lord Chaitanya, he doesn't take any offense. Nor his holy Dham, Mayapur Dham, where he appeared, doesn't take any offense. Can't commit offenses in that sense. Only when we offend his devotees, then Lord Chaitanya becomes offended. But when we chant, when we take shelter of Lord Chaitanya, Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Radha Srivasadi Gaura. Not only do they not take any offense, but they purify us. Lord Chaitanya purifies all offenses. His holy Dham, Sri Dham Mayapur, purifies us of all offenses. So that's why the key given here in this verse is to really take shelter of the holy name with the understanding that Krishna has invested all his energies, and we do so under the shelter of that person, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who has revealed this holy name to us. And then, when we do so, then we can get the result of chanting the holy names of Krishna. So thank you very much. I know there was a lot of information. I really tried to unpack the verse as much as I could. How Krishna has many holy names, in that he is fully manifest, he invested all his energies. There's no hard and fast rules for chanting these names. Our misfortune is that we don't have attachment. That misfortune is these offenses. If we can become very much aware that Krishna is his holy name and chant in that mood, with attention, then we can very, very quickly overcome those offenses and then attain the full results of this chanting. So this is the essence of the second verse of Sri Shastakam. So I'd love to invite you to reflect something, or if there's any questions.
Thank you for this very illuminating, full explanation. The second verse, is it on? Okay, I don't know if it's on.
It's on.
It's up.
No, I find, not but, and I find that sometimes devotees feel very discouraged when they hear a list of offenses, and they feel like, they almost misunderstand and feel afraid to chant because I'm just committing so many offenses, and it can be very discouraging. When they, you want to say anything about that?
Yes, that's a perfect question. So it's said in the Shastra that the only thing you can do, even if you commit offenses, you just continue chanting, because Krishna is supremely merciful. It's also not like Krishna is also understanding. It's not that we can just immediately come to like a very high level of chanting immediately. We have our shortcomings. We have constraints. We all have many constraints in our lives. But just by continuing to chant and trying to do the best we can, we will get there by Krishna's mercy. It's so much a matter of the heart. I think the real key here is, like I said, that I want to stress it, we just have to become more aware of the great glory of the holy name, the beauty of the holy name, the sweetness of the holy name. Even if we can't fully appreciate it yet, just by hearing things like that the name is Krishna, I'm with Krishna, the chanting is not just like a burden, something I need to get done, it's an opportunity to really associate with Krishna. That positive mood of that opportunity which is there, I feel that is the mood in which we can approach and not be afraid. Because Krishna is very, very kind and very merciful, and he knows we have shortcomings. But we can also not just be neglectful. You see, like a lot of chanting is offenses just comes from neglect and like not being mindful, not being. So that also needs to be addressed if we really want to become sadhakas and really want to become practitioners. I wish we had more time for discussion. Our time is up. Thank you all very much for your attention. Also, there's one last thing I want to say. Actually, the most powerful way of chanting is not japa, it's kirtan. And actually the way to overcome offenses is not by doing japa, it's by doing some kirtan, by coming all together to chant. Because our mind is so much absorbed, and we get a much more powerful experience of Krishna in the form of His holy name. So with that mood of inviting Krishna in our midst in the form of the holy names, let us chant the holy name. Hare Krishna.
Vasudeva Prabhu ki. So please come forward to perform this great Sankirtan. We'll just move these cushions to the side so everyone can come forward and sing and also dance for the Lord's pleasure.
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
Abhaya Jagannath Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki Ram Acharya Srila Haridas Thakur ki Vemsik Ho Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Dvaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopaka Sham Kunda Radha Kunda Giri Govardhan ki Shri Braj Bhumi Vrindavan Dham ki Shri Navadvip Maipur Dham ki Ganga Mai ki Yamuna Mai ki Bhakti Devi ki Bhakti Devi ki Shri Hari Nam Sankirtan ki Shri Hari Nam Prabhu ki Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ki Samaveta Bhakta Vrinda ki Hidai Gaur Premanandi. All glories to the Son. All glories to the Son. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the lotus feet of Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Bhakti Vigna Vinashini Shri Bhagavan ki Jai. Shri Bhaktaraj Prahlad Maharaj ki Jai. Shri Prabhupada ki Jai. Jai Lord Brahma.
Thank you all again for being here for Bhagavata Sravana. And thank you again to Vasudeva Prabhu for speaking to us. So this happens every single Sunday, so please come back. Why not every single Sunday? Or when you can. Yes, thank you so much. March 17th, that's next week. Jaini Time Baba Bhakti are giving class on part 3 of Dhruva Maharaj's pastimes. So we're so excited to hear from them. So please come for that. And I don't have any other announcements right now. Please just stay. We have a beautiful lunch prasadam feast served for everyone in the back. So please stay. And
Do you know anything about Gopranima yet?
Gurpranim. Do you know anything about Gurpranim, Vasudeva?
Yes, we will have Gopranima on Sunday, March 24th, here in this very temple room, starting at around 4 p.m. And there also will be a Bhagavad Sravana still that day with Chaitanya Charan Prabhu in the morning. So a full day of celebration. And there might be some very special event also happening the day before. Just keep your calendar open. Okay? Yeah. No details given yet. Just March 23rd, Saturday. Just keep your calendars open. Also, for whoever wants to study Shastra more deeply, we'll be starting a Bhakti Shastri class. It's on Mondays, online. Starting at 7 p.m. Until 8:30. We're starting Module 1, the Nectar of Devotion, Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. Summary study by Srila Prabhupada called the Nectar of Devotion, of that seminal work of Rupa Goswami, who really outlined the teachings of Sri Chaitanya, how to practice bhakti in his lineage, in many, many details. So that will start March 18th. It's a Monday evening, so we'll go for about 12 weeks, 12 to 14 weeks. And then that will be followed by more modules after. But you can take each module in itself. You don't have to take the whole course. So March 18th, most welcome to join. Information is on the website. We'd love to have you participate.
And if I mentioned earlier with those who weren't here at this time, if you know anyone who is new to Krishna consciousness and you'd like to introduce them to Bhakti, we're having a one-day immersion on April 6th in Shoti Bhakti with Vasudeva and myself. And then on April 20th, 27th, and May 4th, we're having a 3-day immersion Foundations of Bhakti course, which is the next level for either those who have taken Intro to Bhakti or already have the basic concepts. And it's going to be teaching the people the practices, so a combination of philosophy and practical application. So people who take the course can walk away from that course being able to start an authentic and joyful practice of Krishna consciousness in their everyday life.
I have a little announcement to say. There's a very special person behind this whole event, and really heart of Bhakti Center, Champakarata Sakhi Devidasi, and today is your appearance day. It is your birthday, so to congratulate her, let us all chant 3 times. Harima! 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 Champakarata Sakhi Devidasi ki. There's no words enough to qualify her, as you all know, but she's really embodiment of devotion, and she's just super dedicated to this project, and she really loves you all to come again and again to Bhagavata Sravana. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Jai Shri Radha Murali Rai ki ki, Shri Gaurachandra ki,